All right. Hello there. Good morning. Good morning out there. It is Friday. Once again, happy Friday to you all. I'm super excited to be here, but a little bit sad, right, Diane? Today is going to be our last City Ready session. And I'm just like, no, we love coming to you with this information. We've been doing this City Ready session programming since the summer, actually the end of the semester, the end of the spring semester, but it's always so good to just give students information that they can utilize to be successful in their college career and in their personal life as well. So I don't know about you, Diane, but I'm a little sad.
Yeah, our sessions are going to be missed, but don't worry because we will be coming back with more information that is equally as helpful.
That is so true, Diane. We will be. And so today is our City Ready Session special feature. So what this means is that usually we do one part every Friday. So we do part one and then we'll do part two and then we'll rotate. But today we have in store both of the parts of the City Ready Session series. So we're going to be covering how to navigate San Diego City College in this virtual online remote setting. And we'll be covering some techniques, some strategies that you can use in the classroom, in your life, in your career and professional life to be as successful as possible. So we're going to be with you for 2 hours straight. So hold on, get a drink of water, get some snacks, and we're going to get started. I first want to introduce myself. My name is Edwidge Dupard, the Peer Mentor Coordinator for the First Year Services Peer Mentor Lab at our lovely San Diego City College. And with me, I have the amazing Diane Torres.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Excited that, the weekend is about to start, but nonetheless, I'm happy to be here.
Definitely. Diane, why don't you give them a little bit of background of yourself and then we'll get started.
Of course. So I started going to City College about 4 years ago now. I've been a student all this time. I finally was able to get my associate's degree in small business accounting, but I started working for the Peer Mentor Lab 2 years ago. And my goal was to help students like myself who are first generation college students or students that are just coming in to college and need assistance with knowing what resources are available to them, programs that are available to them, and then just connecting with them and making them feel welcome as part of the city family. Because as you know, once you go into something new, you're looking to make that connection, and we're here to be that connection and to connect you with us and to any staff and resources that you may need.
Thank you so much, Diane. That is so true. Like, we are a unique department because not only do we have peers that have the information, the knowledge to refer you out to campus resources or off-campus resources, but we're wanting to meet with you one-on-one but have gained that extra success skill. So please let us know, reach out to us if you need to speak with a peer mentor. This will be our last City Ready session, but that does not mean that we're not available or accessible. Diane, can you kind of tell them when or where they can find us?
Of course. So we're available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can call us for support at 619-800-2739. We're also there through text, so you can text us if calling is not possible at a moment. You can also email us at stcitypeeradvocates@gmail.com, or you can also make an appointment with us. And we will be posting these links on the chat so that you have access to them. You can actually make an appointment right now if you need to. I will be posting this information on the chat. You can always subscribe to our YouTube channel. This will notify you when we go live and do these workshops. And then the other thing too, we're live on social media. So Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, we're there. We're actively trying to reach students, share with them the resources that are coming out and available. As you know, we are online, so we're trying to get those resources to you the same way that we would when we were on campus, because we know that you need them and we want to share them with you and that you can take advantage of them.
That's amazing.
So it seems like we are having a few technical difficulties, but she will be back. If you haven't done so already, I have posted also the sign-in form on our YouTube chat. So please go ahead and sign in. We would really appreciate it. That way we can connect to you afterwards, after this presentation. If you have any questions or concerns, you can go ahead and ask them as we are presenting. The other thing I wanted to mention to you is that um, today we are having a financial aid workshop. I highly encourage you to check it out on our social media page. That is where we have posted that information on there. And we would like to welcome you and get to know you a little bit. So feel free to put your name and major on the chat so that we can say hi to you. Hey, if you graduated or are going to graduate this year or even transfer, go ahead and share that. We really want to congratulate you on that, on the fact that you've gotten this far and that, you've succeeded in going through college. You didn't give up despite the challenges, and we want to congratulate you for that, and um, clap for your efforts, celebrate your efforts, and celebrate your successes. Okay, so I'm just posting this information on the chat so that you have it on hand if you need it in the future, or right now. You can also check them out so that you can connect with us on any of our social media pages, or even on our phone number, or make an appointment with us. Okay. And so we will be getting started.
I am
Yay.
so sorry about that. Oh my goodness.
Hey, you're back.
I'm back. I had a very bad connection, but I am back and we can get started. I apologize about that. Thank you, Diane, for holding it down.
So once again, if you have any questions throughout this presentation that come up, feel free to put them in the chat. We will be checking it so that you can, so that we can answer your questions, and all your questions are answered. And for sure, we make sure that you don't have any questions. And if you do, you can always connect with us after.
That's amazing. Thank you, Diane, for saying that. Like she said, we want to hear from you. So we're going to get started with the City Ready session. And I'm just going to go over some of the topics we're going to cover in our first part. So some of the topics we'll be covering is going to be the San Diego City College website, as well as the remote online services, My SDCCD, added an extra C, My SDCCD, and Canvas. So these are the pretty much the platforms we're going to kind of dive into a little bit to get you familiarized, to get you understanding how to use these effectively. So let's go. First, we want to come to the San Diego City College website. This is an amazing tool, guys, that I think you all should use. And right now, this is how to get in contact with the departments on campus, okay? So we're going to head there. And it's going to open up the San Diego City College webpage. Now, to make sure that you're on the right webpage, you're going to see at the top left corner, it says San Diego City College. Remember, we are a college, a part of a district. So we have Miramar, Mesa, and CE's colleges as well. So make sure that you're on the right web page. And the other way to determine that you're on the right web page is if you look on the upper right-hand side, you'll see this C logo right here. That's going to let you know that you have come to the right page. So that is what I wanted to make sure that I highlighted for you, this C logo and San Diego City College. Now, let's go down a little bit. And what we did as a college as a whole is we created a one-stop shop source for all students to obtain information on various departments on campus. And that's called the Remote Online Student Services page. And this is amazing, guys. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. But before I do, I wanted you to take a look at the COVID-19 update. This is another unique part of receiving information and communication regarding, what's going on as far as this health crisis we're in. And you'll receive important updated information from the district, the chancellor, and the campus as a whole. So this is another little tab here that I think you should look at. But let's just go into the Remote Online Student Services. Now, we are on this page. First, I want to just let you know that if you scroll down, right here, you'll see another tab hyperlinked, says COVID-19, if you need to receive any information regarding that. And then, as you can see, it says here, click here for the City College calendar. I would really recommend and encourage you guys to go onto this calendar because it's updated with the most recent upcoming events, workshops, programming, all kinds of great things that you guys could take advantage of. So I would definitely encourage you guys to look on the City College calendar. And then we have the fact page. It's the frequently asked questions. So sometimes, you have to wait for an appointment, or you have to call in or email and wait for someone to respond. But this page is going to give you the answers on real time. So I would definitely encourage you to check this page out if you're looking for if you have a question and looking for answers now, check this page out because your question might be on this page, okay? I'm going to just tap on these just to show you a little bit how it looks. I'm not going to spend too much time, but this is basically the college calendar page right here. As you can see, it's listing all of our October events, then it goes to November, and so on and so on. And if you click on one of the events, you'll see more details, the time, the Zoom link, who's putting on the event, and a brief description. So please take advantage of that. I'm gonna go back to, give me 1 second. There we go. And then I'm going to go to the fact page now. And this is our fact page. And now it's broken down into tabs. So you have questions about classes and registration. So you'll kind of go here and it says, when will classes resume on campus? Is my in-person class going online? There's a couple of questions here that will definitely help you through this online transition. So definitely check that out, okay? So now let's go into the meat and bones of this online remote services page. As you can see, it's broken down into departments in alphabetical order. So just remember that. And these red tabs are gonna have a little arrow down button there. I'm gonna go to ours, the Peer Mentor Lab website, and I'm gonna click that arrow button. It's gonna bring up a small description of what our department is and what we offer. And then it's gonna have an email, a phone number to contact. Also, some of these departments on this page will have a link for you to schedule an appointment or be able to make an appointment, and the web page as well. So I'm gonna click on the web page because that's where you're gonna see most of the information. And as you can see, we have our services laid out here. We're heavily active on social media. So we have our social media channels here as well. Before we help you information, the to-do list. So as you can see, our website is full of resources for you all, but not only ours, everyone's webpage is full of contact information, processes and procedures, and how to get the services that you need. So let's just go to, I want to check out the Tutorial Learning Center because we are in October and we're heading into the middle of the middle of the semester, excuse me. And so what's important right now is to make sure that you are aware of your status in your classes. And we have an amazing resource at San Diego City College, which is the Tutorial Learning Center, the English Center, and the Math Center. And so I would like for you to take advantage of these services because there are no additional costs. There are free services for you to be successful in your class, to feel prepared for your test and your quiz. Okay, so that's what it's all about, to offer you services that's going to help you along the way. And so these services are offered daily. I mean, their website is amazing. I'm going to click on it really briefly, and then we'll go to the math and English. There's Canvas tutoring, and there's walk-in schedule available if you just want to walk in. Their hours, Monday through Thursday, 10 to 6, Friday, 10 to 2. So that's pretty nice. You know, they're opened after 4:30, after 5. So for people that are getting off of work and need that extra time, they're open until 6. And Fridays, they have hours too. And they're also on Canvas. You also have a video that you can watch that gives you a step-by-step guide on how to enroll yourself into their Canvas shell to receive some of these services. So like I said, e-tutoring, live tutoring, e-questions, writing lab, it's a plethora of information. Now I'm gonna go to English right now. And we're gonna see, well, actually, let's go to the Math Center. There we go. And we're gonna click. By the way, Tracy Kaiser, shout out to her. She's amazing. She's the Math Center Director and just a dedicated individual towards our San Diego City College mission. And so I wanna also let you know that math labs are available. And it's been statistically shown that math is one of the subjects that students struggle with the most and have challenges with. But guess what? City College has a math center dedicated to you guys. And I mean, their hours are amazing. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 10:30 to 7 p.m. Okay, and then Saturdays, they have Saturday opportunities from 10:30 to 2:30 p.m. So I just cannot emphasize more that you need to take advantage of this. If you are having issues in your classrooms, these tutors are phenomenal. And so they list all the subjects that they tutor in right here. And you can self-enroll by clicking here, which is really easy. They even prepared a video for you on how to do that, okay? There's also other services like e-tutoring, live tutoring, e-questions, so forth and so on. So I'm gonna go through the English one really quickly, and then we'll move on. All right, so the English Center right here, we're gonna click on their link. And the unique thing about the English Center is that they have not shied away. I mean, they have been, since we went online, they have created modalities and ways for you to get connected with them. They have the Join for Free tutoring, which you enroll in the Canvas shell, and you're able to get a live tutoring session. You can submit for tutor feedback. So if you didn't really want to meet with someone one-on-one, you could submit your assignment and they can provide you feedback. That's pretty cool. Quick question discussion board. If you just have a quick question, don't need to meet with someone, don't need to turn in an assignment, just a quick question, turn that in and somebody will get back to you. That's phenomenal. Live workshops. So if you want to tap into their live workshops, they have that as well. So the English is full of resources for you to take advantage of. So basically the bottom line is that we have the services for you to be successful. Take advantage of it. Take that opportunity to do so. Take the time to go through this remote online student services page. There's other resources here like mental health and the health center. And you know, it's important to pay your health fee because you do receive these services. They are available. There's the virtual front desk. Also, they're doing phone consultations with the mental health office. So please take advantage. All right, so I'm gonna go back to our PowerPoint, and I just wanna take the time to say, if you have any questions on what I just covered, please, put that in the comment section. We are definitely keeping this an interactive, engaging platform today. So please let me know if you have any questions or if you want me to review something, all right? And if you haven't done so already, please sign in. So we covered the remote online services, San Diego City College. Also, we covered the contact information, how to get in contact with them, the list of different departments, how to contact different departments. For example, I didn't mention counseling, but counseling is on there if you need to speak to one of the counselors. That's a great resource. So if there's no questions, we can move on to the next topic, which is going to be my SDCCD. And I'm going to let Diane Torres take over from now. So I'm going to stop my share and she is going to start hers.
Hello, everyone. One moment while I share my screen. There we go. So we are going to now go over my SDCCD. And so as we mentioned before, this is going to be interactive, so feel free to ask questions in between. This website is a one-stop shop to add classes, to seek your financial aid and receive important messages and information on your financial aid and classes. You can also see your grades. We mainly want to go over how to add classes though today, how to pay for your fees once you register for those classes, and how to understand your financial aid tab. Just going over a little bit how to read over it and see if you have any messages or issues related to that. Now, to get to my SDCCD, it's very, very simple. And let me go to that slide to show you. 1 second, please. But basically you want to go to my SDCCD. Okay. And so on my SDCCD, once the slide loads up, you'll see what it looks like. There's this logo with that next to it says San Diego Community College District, and it'll prompt you to log in on the side. So to search for it, you can search myportal.sdccd.edu. You can just put that in the navigation bar, or you can just Google my SDCCD portal and it will come up. You want to log in using your user ID and password. And so your user ID will be your 10-digit student ID number. This number is the same thing as your CSID number. It will be sent by the school, and you can search it up in your emails. And then your password would be an 8-character password that you created at the time that you created your account. So this password should contain at least one symbol and at least the number. So you should have that password because you created the account. If for whatever reason you didn't create an account or you don't have access to your information, maybe you forgot your password, you can click forgot password and answer your security question. If it's an issue where you can't access it, please contact us and we can supply you the information on how to fill out a help ticket so that you can get access or regain access to my SDCCD. And we can definitely post this information on the chat so that in case you still need to activate your my SDCCD account, you can go ahead and do it. The other thing too, once you have logged in, it should look like this. And you would click on College Student Dashboard, that square with 3 people inside of it. If for whatever reason this dashboard is empty, you want to fill out a help desk ticket or call us. You can call us to ask about it. Most likely it's that you need to renew your application because even though you are in the system and you have a MySDCCD account, it could be that you just need to renew your application. But for any of these issues, go ahead and call us and we will refer you to the correct department to resolve these issues. And once again, it's important for you to have access to it because right here is where you can register for classes, see your financial aid, see if you need to supply any information for your financial aid. So it's a very important website that you need and want to have access to. Okay, so I will go back to my SDCCD. Once you click on that, what you will see is something along the lines of this. So as you can see, it says, welcome to City College, and then my name. Yours, if your school of record is something different, it might say welcome to Mesa, or welcome to Miramar, and then your name. On the left side, you see the menu buttons. So there are different categories which you can access different things. For my academics, you can access things like your ed plan, create what if reports, and see your milestone levels. You can apply for graduation under this tab as well. Under my classes, this is the main one we will be going over today to search for classes and add classes. And then my finances goes over paying any fees that you may have and seeing any of your receipts if you need to. And then finally, my financial aid. So how to view your financial aid and your awards. And then my personal information. Right here, you want to update your information if there's anything that needs to be updated. You can also see your messages and your holds. A lot of the stuff that's inside of those tabs, you can get it from the main dashboard on here. So as you can see, my classes are right here, and I can see what classes I have enrolled in. I can by semester. If there's anything that the financial aid office wants me to do, like fill out a specific form, they will put it into my to-do list and I will see it here. I can just click on it and it'll show me who is sending it to me and the description of this to-do item. I can also see my messages under here if you have any pending items. So in this case, I have 3 items pending, and it's the to-do list and then also messages. So it shows that I have a few that I have to go through and read over. And then I have my student quick links. Gives me just quick links to any of this information, like my message center, my student information center, searching for a class, registering for a class, Canvas, my finances, my financial aid, etc. Right here under my finances, and if I update charges, it'll show me if I owe any fees during that moment. This is good to check if you just added a class, just to see if you have to pay anything. Okay, let me click back to home. If you, for whatever reason, just need to go straight to home, you can always click the home button. It will send you back to the college student dashboard. Okay, and so now let's go into depth on how to add a class. So as you can see my screen, if I scroll down, I have several options on where to go to class search. It's just under here, class search. I can also, under student quick links, just click class search. If I had the CRN number of the class, so this 5-digit number right here, which identifies the specific class, then I would be able to just submit that number and then add the class, and I can show you the process as we go through it. If you're not sure what class, you just know that you want a specific subject and a specific course number, then you would go on just class search. Okay. And so as you can see, this is the search menu. And so the way that I search for classes is I would select the college, the subject right here, and then the course number. Being that right now we're in the fall, you will be able to start registering for the spring classes in November. And so make sure that where it says term, you choose spring. Right now it's not available yet, but it will be available. And so the class search menu will automatically default to fall 2020. So you want to just make sure that it says spring and not fall. The rest, institution and course career, you can leave that blank. But as far as term, just always make sure that you're looking under the correct semester. Now we can go over colleges. So I need to take a class at City College. So I will pick that. You can obviously choose the other 2 as well. Subject, let's say I'm interested in accounting, for example. Okay, because I was an accounting major, so I am interested in taking classes in accounting. From here, I want to mention a couple of things. So if you just are looking for an accounting class, you're not sure what accounting class you want just out of interest, or you're just seeing what's open, you can just select the subject and it will show you a list of accounting classes available. If you're looking for a specific course, then you can reduce your search and choose that specific course under that subject. From there, you can choose online or an off campus class. You can even choose the session. So if you want intersession, so that's winter in January, those are 4-week classes. Or if I want the primary term session, which starts when the semester starts and ends when the semester ends, and it's that full 16-week course, I can also choose the short first week, 8-week session, which will start at the beginning of the semester and only be for those first 8 weeks, or the short second 8-week session, which will start sometimes towards the middle of the semester and then finish at the same time that the semester ends. Or I can just choose short-term sessions, any kind of short-term session, if I'm interested in these 8-week sessions. Right here, you would put the class number if you already knew the number and would skip everything we just did. You would just make sure to select the semester. If you want honors, you have that option to select that. If there's a course keyword that you're looking for, and this is if the course keyword is more if you're searching for classes in general. And you can reduce your search further to when you want the class to start, the days of the week to meet with the class, or any max or minimum amount of units that you want the class to be. And if you're looking for a specific instructor, you can always put in their name or their last name. I will not be doing that. So the more that you put restrictions on your search, the less amount of classes you will find available, because the way that it does it, when you put all those search criteria, it reduces the amount of options that fit that criteria. Okay. So now I will search for classes. And so because right now the semester available is the fall, that's what I'm going to be looking at. And as you can see, it gives me this accounting 102, basic accounting. What you're looking for when you're searching for a class is that it fits your schedule. Right now, classes are online, but some of them you do have to meet through Zoom online, even if it's an online class. So keep that in mind when you're choosing a class. You want to make sure that the class that you're selecting fits your schedule. If you have to work, or if there's anything that you have to take care of during a certain amount of time that you know that it's like that every week, make sure that your classes go around that, or that you're planning accordingly to fit that class into your time. Also, the other thing that you want to see is the instructor. So the cool thing about it is that you can see information like days and times. So if the class meets, if it's an online or offline class. So in this case, because all classes are online, it will say online. The difference that it'll say though is that one will say no set meeting times and another one will say set meeting times. So that's how you'll know the difference if you do have that requirement to meet with that instructor and the class. In this case, there's no set meeting times, so I don't have to work around my schedule. And I know it's online. Also, you always want to check how many weeks the class is. So there's 2 ways to check that. Right here under section, it'll say 8-week 2. So this means that this class is starting on the second portion of the semester for 8 weeks. And then the meeting dates, as you can see, it starts on the 12th of October and then it ends as the semester ends December 14th. So I know that it's an 8-week course now. And so I want to analyze, can I take this class in 8 weeks? Is it okay for me? Am I able to do that amount of course work within those 8 weeks and fully understand the material? Depending on the subject, you have to consider that, how well you work with that subject. And then also, if you do well with online classes that are 8 weeks. So keep that in mind when you're selecting a class. The other thing that can reduce your options, obviously, is if the class is open or closed. So you will see this under status. And so there are 3 symbols under status that you will see. it's open, so it'll be this green circle. This yellow triangle means that you can waitlist the class. So the class is full, but there's still room to get yourself on the list. And if anyone drops, you can try and get into the class. And then close. So that means that the class is closed, all the seats are filled out, and there's no more seats available. Okay. Let's analyze the class details. So another thing to look out for when you are going through your classes is the fact that this gives you all the information that the class entails. Once again, if it's online, if you're wondering if the class is credit applicable, under class attributes, it'll tell you a little bit about it. Nonetheless, always refer to a counselor for more information if you have any more questions. And then the description of the class. Let's say you're interested in the class, but you're not sure what it's about. The description will tell you exactly what it is about. Then we have the portion where it lets you know what materials or textbooks that you may need for the class. And this will let you see them in the bookstore of that specific campus, and then it will allow you to add that book and so to your cart so that you can buy it. Now, the thing that I find really important to know, so when you're waitlisting a class, as I mentioned before, it means that the class is full, but you're still able to get into this waitlist. And if you're on this waitlist, if someone else drops, then you're able to get into the class. If you're able to get into the class, then that's great for you. But how do you know if you have a good chance of doing that, of getting into the class? Well, if the class hasn't started yet and someone drops and you're on that list, let's say you're number 1 on that list, the system will automatically put you, for the most part, will automatically put you onto the class roster immediately. But if, let's say, the class already started, then you have to speak with a professor. As you can see with the class availability for this class, the class capacity is 40 people. And so 40 people have already been reached. And you can see that by where it says available seats, it says that there's 0 seats available. Now the waitlist capacity is of 11 people. And right now, the waitlist total is of 10 people. So there's already 10 people on the waitlist. Now there's something interesting about this class, the enrollment total. So how many people are already in the class is 45. So it looks like that 5 of these people already received an ad code and were able to get into this class. If you have an ad code for a class, even if the class is full, you're still able to get into the class because of that code. Professors get a limited amount of these permission codes. So if you have it and you get it, then you're able to get into the class for the most part. So if, let's say you're comparing 2 English classes and you're not sure which one to take, and they're both needing you to get on the wait list, you want to choose the one that has less people on the wait list, because that means that you have a higher chance of getting into the class. And let me know in the chat if you have any questions, and I can go over this a little bit more, because it can sound a little complicated, but you can always contact us if you have any questions on this. Now let's say that I really like this class and I want to take it. So I will click select class. Okay, and it brings me to this page. And once again, it gives me details about the class. And so if it's on the waitlist, you want to click the waitlist check mark or checkbox, sorry, because this way it's putting me on the wait list. Otherwise, I would not be on the wait list. It will tell me that the class is full. So that's why it's very important for you to click this checkbox. The other thing too, the permission number, if you already have the permission number and you're trying to input it in here because you're trying to get into the class, you can just put it in here. If you're doing that though, note that that's a different process that you have to complete, and this isn't selected because you're trying to get into the class, not waitlist the class. Okay, and I will be showing that process later. So let's say I'm trying to get into the class. In this case, I'm trying to waitlist it. So I would click next. And now it's added to my shopping cart. Now, when you're going back anywhere, instead of clicking the back button, I highly suggest you to scroll down and look for anything that says view search results or view the page before, because otherwise it will send you back to the main college student dashboard menu. Okay. So that's on how to search for classes and then how to add those classes. Once again, if you just saw the class details, you can just click select class and go through that process. Or the other way you can do it, if you see a class that you like, after scanning the whole list, you can just click select and it'll go through the same process. I can just click waitlist because the class is full and that's the only option of getting into that class. And then I would click next. And once again, it'll add it to my shopping cart. Okay. And so it's giving me that error because I just did that with the same class. Perfect. So now there's two ways to add classes. Of course, you can just go down to enrollment add classes. The other shortcut that you have is that you can just click here, shopping cart. Just as a reminder though, when you're adding a class to your shopping cart, that does not mean that you're officially registering in the class. You do have to complete the process to add the class, and it only takes 3 steps. The other thing that you can do, if you're done adding all of your classes or you just want to see what classes you've added, you can click here where it says shopping cart once again and click show all. And it will just expand that list if there's more than 2 classes in the shopping cart. Okay, let's say that I'm done adding classes. I want to take this accounting class. So now I can always click shopping cart or I can just click enrollment add classes. Okay. And right here, it shows me the shopping cart. So what do I have in my shopping cart? This accounting class that I just selected. The status is that I am on the wait list. So I am officially in the wait list. And so now I want to proceed to step 2 of 3. So I want to make sure that I'm adding that class to my class schedule. A few things that I do want to note on this page though is that when you're adding classes, you can also search from here. You can just go find classes, do class search. You can search classes under my requirements or even under my planner, which is a list. My requirements is a list through your ed plan of classes that you need to take towards your general ed or major. And then my planner is something that you went through and compared the classes that you need to take, the general ed that you have to complete or fulfill. And then on my planner, you can choose what classes to fill this requirement. And if you're doing it by my planner and you outline those classes, you can just go there from that list that you created and then click the classes that you want to take. Of course, if you have that 5-digit number, you can just click on it, enter, and it'll add it automatically to the shopping cart. Okay. This case, I will just continue with the process. I can proceed to steps 2 of 3. And it'll ask me to make sure that the class that's on here is what you need or it's what you want to take. So once again, you always want to double check and review the dates. You want to review the class, if it's the right class that you're trying to take. And then you would just click finish enrolling. Okay, so if I had successfully enrolled in this course, it would have had a green check mark. That means that I was successfully enrolled in the course. If I have a red X, it means that there's been an error for whatever reason and that I cannot take this class, and therefore I was not able to successfully add it to the class and register for it. So the error message will give you the reason why for the most part. In this case, I already took this class before, so I cannot take it again unless I speak with a counselor and state the reason why I need to retake this course. In this case, I already took this course, so I cannot take it again. I can always add another class from here or just see my class schedule, see the class that I just added or the classes that I already have. In this case, I want to go back to the home button because now we want to go over how to, since we already went to how to waitlist the class, we want to see how to add a waitlisted class. And this overlaps with how to drop a class. Something interesting about waitlisting a class is that because you're on the waitlist, you're not officially enrolled in it yet. Therefore, you do not have to pay any fees if you're just waitlisting a class. If you are already enrolled in classes and then you waitlist a class, of course you have to pay for the classes that you registered for, but not for that waitlisted class because you're not officially in the class. And if you're on the waitlist, that does not guarantee you getting in the class. Okay, so now I can go to enrollment drop classes. There we go. And I want to select the class that I want to drop. So let's say I want to drop this class, and then I would click drop selected class. Okay. As a recommendation, if you're dropping a class, you always want to make sure that you're speaking with a counselor beforehand. Okay. In this case, because I do not want to drop this class, I will cancel this because I do not want to drop this class. But in which case, if you want to drop a class, you want to finish dropping. Okay. Cancel. And then cancel to discard changes. If when you're waitlisting a class though, and you're trying to add it with that permission code number, you are needing to drop that class, even if you're on the waitlist, and then go back and put in the permission number when you add classes. Okay. So that is that for adding and dropping courses. So now let's go over briefly on your financial aid, where to find this information. Let me go back to my homepage so I can select the correct dashboard. Perfect. So if I scroll down, right here we have my financial aid. So I can obviously see this information. And you can see this information not only by academic year, but by semester. So that's a really cool part of how to see this. Up towards the bottom, it'll also show you the college of record. So where you're getting your financial aid from, your satisfactory academic process, so how you're doing with your classes, and then if you're enrolled in direct deposit. Okay. And so I note that for my award, I only am getting the CPG, which is the formerly known BOG waiver. This only pays for my tuition. I won't be able to see it physically in a check. I just know that my classes are being paid for, and that's how I know that this is being used. Okay. Now, if you're getting the things like other awards like the Cal Grant or Pell Grant, then obviously that will show here as well, listed down here, and you will be able to see the offer amount and accepted amount. If you have any questions, definitely contact financial aid on this. But basically, depending on how many units you're taking, will be your offer amount. So keep that in mind. Now, to pay for any fees that you may have, you want to go to My Finances, make a payment. Okay, and right here, where it says tuition and fees, it will list any charges that you may have or any charges due. In this case, because I don't have any, it says that I don't have any outstanding charges. But if you do, all that information would be right here. Okay. So now allow me to go back to the PowerPoint slide. One moment, please. And so things that you would have to pay for within your tuitions and fees. So apart from your tuition, you also have the health fee. And so the health fee, once again, you would pay that online. And this is what it would look like. It says what I owe right here, and it lists the amount that you owe, and you just want to select make a payment. Of course, always review the cost, and if it's correct and you agree with what it is, you can make the payment. Okay. As well, back when we were on campus, if you needed a parking permit, you could always order online and pay for it. You do have to select the amount that you want, so how many permits you need, and then you want to calculate total and then click next so that you're able to pay for those parking, for that parking permit. Okay. Now there are Wi-Fi hotspots available on campus. If you're having issues with your Wi-Fi, once again, the parking permit is needed with a copy of your class schedule so that you can use these free Wi-Fi spots. So these locations are on the city website in the same web page that the remote online services information is on. And this is where ours is located at City. It's parking lot number 5, 16th and C Street, lot 5. I encourage you to check it more information out on the remote online webpage so that you know exactly where to go and the other requirements that you may need to have when using these hotspot free Wi-Fi spaces. And you're welcome to call us if you have any questions on this as well. Here are a couple of guidelines. We do have them here. So remember that the best reception is found when you're parking near the buildings, but obviously make sure that you're parking in the marked staff or student spaces, and make sure that there's a space in between vehicles so that you park in every other space. Only owners of a valid disabled plaque card may use the disabled parking spaces, so keep that in mind. And only members of the same households should be in each vehicle. Remember, we are doing social distancing, so please keep this in mind. Occupants must remain in their vehicles. And remember that because campus is closed, restrooms and other on-campus services that used to be available are not available at this time. Also, college police will continually monitor the parking lot, so you want to make sure that you're abiding by the student code of conduct and other parking guidelines because they are in effect, and this includes the parking permit, to have your student ID or class schedule. So these are required. For your class schedule, you can have a screenshot or a printout. Okay, so I want to leave a few seconds if anyone has any questions, or if you just need to take a break. I know this was a lot of information on my DCCD, going over class schedules, how to search for classes, how to see your financial aid and pay your fees. So go ahead and make sure that you are getting hydrated, grab yourself a snack, or ask those questions, and we will promptly answer them. Okay. If no one has any questions or concerns on the subject, we will be continuing with Canvas. So this online student platform. And so a lot of you may ask yourselves, okay, so I enrolled in a class. Maybe you're enrolling in the second session, so the ones that start in October. And you're wondering, how is it going to be? How are you going to know if you're meeting in class, or being that you're meeting in class, how do I know the Zoom link? Well, usually professors will send it before the class starts, just a week before, just letting you know, hey, my name is such and such, and I will be your professor, and this is the link so that you have it. Other professors will make the Canvas shell available for you So that's what we will be going over right here, where you can find it on Canvas and what a Canvas platform, or what the Canvas online student platform looks like. Okay, so once again, to log into Canvas, it's similar to my CCCD. You want to log in using your 10-digit user ID and password. When you search for this web page, you always want to make sure that either you're putting the URL as it is here, sdccd.instructure.com, or that when you're searching for it, it's SDCCD Canvas, because other colleges and schools are using Canvas. And so you want to make sure that you're in the correct one. In this case, you'll identify it by the blue or light blue San Diego Community College District logo. Okay. Now, once you log in with your 10-digit user ID and password, your password is defaulted to reflect your student birth date. So your 2 numbers for the month, the 2 numbers for the day, and the 2 numbers for the year. If for whatever reason that doesn't work, definitely click forgot password. And then there is also information on how you can get help, and we will be going over that later in this presentation. So now Canvas courses. So we do need to point out that you need to be enrolled in courses to be able to access a course through Canvas, sorry. So your class will have a class shell within that dashboard. And we do want to make sure that you know that each professor will structure their shell differently according to the type of class that they're teaching and the how they're organizing their class. Okay, so allow me to go and hop onto my Canvas. We want to make sure, or I want to show you in real time my Canvas, so that we know that you understand what Canvas is and how it will work for you. And of course, as this presentation goes, don't be afraid to post any questions on the chat. Okay, so this is what my dashboard looks like. As you can see, I have several courses that I'm enrolled into. So I have a lot to choose from. So currently I'm taking 2 classes. One's online completely. The other 3 though, one of them is, or actually the 3 of them are online remote classes. So they are classes that are meant to be on campus. They're meant to be in-person courses, but because of the pandemic, as of right now, they're virtual online classes, and we're using Zoom to communicate. So for a completely online class, what it means is that you don't really have to meet with the professor unless you have questions and you ask for an appointment. Everything that you need will be found within the Canvas shell, from the modules or the website links that you need to any discussion boards that you need to answer. As you can see, this professor has been nice enough to send us reminders every week, let us know what is due that week and when it's due. He obviously put that in the syllabus already. So he was kind enough to remind us of these due dates. Within the Canvas shell, as you can see, here's a specific, the to-do list is only focused on what's for his class, anything that is upcoming, the recent feedback. So these are things that he has she has recently graded. This class, she gave us quick links for us. So if we have to access any resources that's available for us. And then she put the Canvas support for us so that we have access to that. Being that we do not have access to it on campus, she kindly put it on here so that we know where to go online and how to ask for help. Now for things on the side, this is how she organized the class on modules. A lot of professors do it this way. As you can see, this class, it's a Word class, so we are going and using an external site to do some of the assignments. So she has outlined the module based on each chapter and then put in the things that we have to complete each week, where to submit certain assignments that aren't on the website, and each step has instructions on how to do each thing. So that's really nice how this particular professor organized it. Okay. Obviously, this depends always on the specific class that you're taking, what it's about, the subject, and how the professor has gone about using this shell and organizing their material. I want to show you now, though, my Japanese class, which is one of my favorite class right now, even though I find the grammar a challenge, but nonetheless, I love this class and I feel like I'm learning so much. So as you can see, once again, it's very similar to the way that the other classes. The only thing, for example, is that there's no links attached to this. The way that she organizes her shell is at the beginning, she gives us all the links necessary for her class, her email, the syllabus if I need to refer to it again, the course schedule if I want to refer to it again. Then we have the Zoom classroom to access it. So I can just hop on Canvas, go on here, and then be able to go on to the Zoom classroom when class starts. Of course, she makes sure that we all remember that class is mandatory to attend. And then, of course, the dates and times that we have to attend. Also, because right now we're going through lesson 8, she has kindly put all the assignments here and the dates that they are due here so that we are aware that we have to finish these assignments and make sure that they're done on time. She gives us her Zoom office hours and then more information on Proctorio, which is an outside app that some professors are using, but not all of them. And once again, this one outlines the to-dos and the recent feedback. Now, I want to note something for you. My other class did show discussions on here. So on the side, it gives you the menu for the class. In this case, I go to modules and I have to see the discussion. She put it within the module. She didn't make it its own thing. It didn't create its own label for it. As you can see, it's up here. It's one of the first things that pops up under modules. Then she organized it by lessons. So lesson 7, we have lesson 8. And then she organized it within by categories. And then she has videos that she shows us. So she puts it all here, but she's only putting them for any assignments, one lesson at a time. So, and you can also collapse this. So like you can click on it and then it shortens the amount of things you see. See? Okay, so you can close these. So that's something very useful to know. Of course, you can always see your grades for each class here. Now on here on the side, I noticed that I didn't go over it, but there's several important things that you have on Canvas. You have your account. Obviously, you can change your profile picture, update your email, or any information that you want to have and put into your Canvas account. But also you have the dashboard. So the dashboard, once again, brings you to this main dashboard where you can choose which Canvas shell or which class to go into. Once again, it won't show unless you're registered to the class. Let's say you're just added the class right now. It may not show up until 24 hours after. Usually it's before that, but just keep that in mind that it's not immediate. The dashboard, it for the to-do list, it generalizes that, so it gives it to you for all classes, going from most recent up until the last one that was sent. Feedback, that as well, it goes from the last one that your professor posted. And then we have right here the courses, so you can list them out. Even the past courses, you can find them here. Something interested under all courses, it'll show you if you register for a class recently, if the professor hasn't put it up yet. So that's something important that you can keep in mind, and if there's ever an issue, you can always ask the professor for that. Okay, and you can always switch around to other classes, other shells. Then you have the calendar that you can access. So this one gives you an overview of all the assignments that you have due. Then you have the inbox, the studio. So here you can actually record videos. It's very cool. It saves it to a cloud within Canvas. So it's a great app. Do keep note of the type of file that it does. It doesn't always play on every device. Then you have the help button, and then this is Pronto. This is a texting app within Canvas that you can use for your classes. So this is another useful thing if you want to create a study group, being that right now classes are online and you miss that in class feel to it. You can always create a study group or even a study group chat. That's what we did for one of my classes, and it was very useful to us because we created study meetings, and we were able to meet and study together. And even, if we were confused about something, ask each other questions and then ask the professor. Okay. I want to know 3 things and just focus on 3 things really quickly before we move on to the next second part of our session. Okay. So right here in the calendar, it shows me any deadlines, any assignments that I may have, which is really cool. In this case, I have this quiz that is due today. And then I have all these assignments that they're due on Saturday, and then another one on Sunday. If I continue scrolling down, I have all of these assignments. The cool thing, if you notice that these are crossed out, it's because I already did them. So once I submit something, it'll automatically cross it out. This one though, it's not crossed out. If you notice that little calendar thing, it's because it's more of a thing, like a reminder. It is an assignment, but it's not linked to a specific assignment. It's just linked to a module and a task. So when I complete it, it won't show up. I mean, it won't get crossed out. The same thing with these ones. These are connected with the module, something I have to submit, but because it's submitted through an external site and then the professor puts in the grade, then it won't get crossed out. So keep that in mind. If you know that you already turned something in and it doesn't cross itself out, it may be because of that. Okay, but for the most part, if you already did it and submitted it, like a quiz or a writing assignment, then it will cross out. You can also put new things in and use this as your planner. And then right here, you can just make things disappear. Or if you just want to see one class, you can also do that. And it's color coded. Something very important on Canvas, a very important feature. So we will talk about this later, but when you're starting the class and going over the syllabus, the professor will always say and let you know how they want to be contacted. The reason why is because that's their main way of communication. They may not be using their email enough times or looking at it enough times to where they can actively answer all of your questions as they come in. Some professors prefer using Canvas over their own district emails because through their district emails, they're also getting their work emails from their colleagues and from the college, and any updates from their colleagues on campus and other staff. So they may prefer Canvas over that just because it can be a little bit overwhelming when it's just in one place, or everything being sent to one place. So in this case, Canvas has a cool feature where you can send information to your professor, questions, um, concerns, all of that. So to do that, I went on here where it says inbox, and then I went to this button over here. It looks like a pencil within a square. I click on it to compose a new message. I select the course. So in this case, favorite courses, I needed to send one to my Spanish teacher. And then once I select this one, I will select, I want to send it to teachers, not to students. And the only teacher right there, the only professor is my professor for that class. I would put the subject. In this case, I was needing information on a video lecture that she created. And then I will just type whatever. Remember, as always, be as respectful as possible on your messages with your professors, and write in complete sentences so that there is no confusion. And then I would just send it. And then my professor would receive it. You can also attach media and files to your messages. It's very useful if there's something maybe that they posted and it's not, there's a link that is broken and it's not working. You can always screenshot that and then send it to them and let them know, hey, this is what's going on. I can open a link and this is what it shows. This will help them understand what the issue is and resolve it in a quicker manner. Okay, and lastly, for help, if you have any questions on Canvas, the fantastic thing about this is that the Canvas support hotline is available 24/7 for support. You can call this number. You may have to wait depending on the amount of calls they're receiving at one time, but it's available. You can also chat if you don't want to call, or search the Canvas guides. They have fantastic videos that can guide you on how to submit assignments, how to reply to a discussion board, all of that. Okay. So that is a very useful tool to when you are needing assistance on Canvas and you're not sure how to call or who to call, or who to contact for an issue that you're encountering on Canvas. That's another reason why you may want to get in contact with someone. Okay. Any questions on this topic? This is our first part of our City Ready session that we just went over. If you have any questions or need a break, you're welcome to do so. We want to go over our second session in short, but I do want to give some space for you to take that break, because I know that this session is, it's a bit longer because we're going over all of this information and we really want to make sure that you're getting or taking advantage of all of it. Okay, so if there aren't any questions, we will continue with the presentation session 2. Let's see. And of course, if you have any questions on any of these topics, and you prefer just that one-on-one approach, you're welcome to make an appointment with us. We put up the links on the chat so that you have access to that. So we can now start with our second session. Eddie, do you want to introduce it? I can introduce it as well.
All right, no, that's fine. Thank you so much, Diane, for that. That was wonderful information. We're going to start with our second session. This session, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And so this session is going to help you kind of be successful inside your classes. It's going to teach you strategies and techniques. So we're going to give you some success tips today, guys. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And then Diane, you can take over. And while I'm doing that, please, if you have any questions, concerns, or if you want to follow up with us, please sign in so we can follow up with you and see how you're doing in your semester and give you some programs and resources and services that can help you along the way. So please do not forget to sign in.